What's up, everybody? This is Eric from driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder, checking in with another video for OTR Crew. OTRcrew.com. I got to make some major updates to the website, OTR Crew. A little bit about that here in a second. But today we're going to talk about story arc. Story arc. Very, very important. And can really help you, I think, come up with more content and to lengthen your videos. There's an interview with Dave Chappelle that he did with Joe Rogan. And in that interview, he talks about how conversation is an art form. And that really kind of got me thinking about, you know, they always start at a really strong point, and then they'll bloviate and they'll go in all kinds of different directions, and then they'll close out on a really strong point. And it made me remember the last big project that I worked on some time ago. But the website. Get back to that in a second. The website. So OTRcrew.com. What we're doing with that website is we're going to be in July revamping the entire thing. It's going to be for any prime YouTuber. There's going to be an email list for it, and we're going to start. I'm talking to some big companies about potential sponsorships in 2022. And the more YouTubers that I can have in this network, that I can go to them and say, look, you know, here's the larger audience. I might be able to help get you guys some little sponsorship deals. You know, they're not going to be like $10,000 deals, but they're going to be, you know, we can negotiate $500 here and there. Maybe some products to review. We're going to pick up and do some causes throughout the year, like our campaign to randomly tip Prime employees and things like that. So that's kind of the foundation of this channel, and I think it's a really powerful story. But speaking of story, when I was working on the movie that I was executive producer for, it's called RV Nomads. Just type in on YouTube RV Nomads the movie. That is my channel. It's almost 10,000 subscribers. The movie that I was the executive producer of has been seen almost 1 million times. That is my movie. I own the copyright 100%. It's my product, my work. You see my name right at the very beginning as executive producer. I wrote that entire script, and I wrote the entire storyboard for the film. And if you want to see a start and finish, man, watch the first minute and a half of that, and then go watch the last minute and a half. Talk about tying right back to where you started. You know, that's your story arc, and you can say so many different things between where you start and where you end. But as long as you start somewhere and end in a similar place, it keeps the whole story relevant, and it makes it really easy to make longer content. Now, sometimes you can start without talking about. You can start with other stuff before you start your story arc. Like if you've got a logo you want to roll and you want to say some things in front of it, like, oh, the weather's hot, you know, here's my dog, blah, blah, blah. But today we're going to talk about, and then you roll your logo, and then you get into the beginning of your story arc. Then you can go in all kinds of other different directions, but bring it back to the other side of your story arc. That can help you come up with topics, like when you're driving down the road and you're thinking about, man, you know, I really want to talk about this bird that flew right in front of my windshield or something. But, you know, you can only talk about a bird flying in front of your windshield for like 30, 45 seconds, a minute. You really need a video to be 5 minutes or longer, right? So you start with a little bit about that bird, and talk about some other things about, are you concerned about ever hitting deer? What about when you go up in Maine and you see the moose, you know, moose crossing? Are you concerned about hitting a moose? And then you come back, so about this damn bird, you know, so you've created 5 minutes around the topic of this bird that you almost hit, and you've made other stuff that fit in between there that's relevant, and all of a sudden you got a 5 or 7 minute video. And it's very relevant if your start and finish kind of tied in together. So yeah, your story arc with Dave Chappelle was talking about what he was talking about. It reminded me of the movie that I spent months. It took us a year to produce that movie. It took 2 months working every single day to edit that movie. We had almost 1,000 hours of 4K footage, and every single day for about 15 hours, we had to sit there and go through and cut all of our footage. We had to audio engineer all of our audio, which was recorded separate. We had 3 cameras on set at all times, all 3 rolling 4K footage from 3 different angles, plus 2 drones. So, you know, making all of that fit was an incredible journey. And the reason it all fits is because of the story arc. So make sure that if you're having some difficulty coming up with videos and you think of something going down the road, but you think that's not that big of a conversation, I need to come up with something else to talk about, you can make it a bigger conversation by just having a story arc in mind. Here's where I want to start, here's where I want to end, but I'm going to talk about some other things in the middle. And I just started talking about story arc, and I gave you all kinds of things. I gave you Dave Chappelle, I gave you Joe Rogan, I gave you the RV Nomads movie, I gave you the website, updates that we're doing to the website, and here I am back at the end, which is, if you're having difficulty coming up with topics that you can talk about for 5 minutes or more, give some thought to your very helpful stuff. Sorry, I got a call, so I had to cut that out for a second. Anyway, hopefully this is a little bit helpful for you. If you guys have ideas for videos, let me know down in the comments. I want this channel to be a place where I can drop videos and share ideas about my YouTube journey, and also learn from all of you guys, so that hopefully we all learn together. If we all rise, we all get lifted. Be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive with Thrive. Talk to you guys soon.